This is a very real thing. I think especially after watching this episode, a lot of people will walk around the streets of Toronto and notice this exact same thing. So now we're gonna break down a scene from episode 6, which is also an episode I directed and wrote alongside Rahul Chaturvedi. And this is also a very special episode to me. So let's dig into it. I love the montage. We had to go around Toronto in like a day with a stunt double actually. So the biker in the montage is not actually Sid, who is the actor playing the student. So we end off the montage just like taking a picture of the CN Tower over at Riverdale Park, I think it is, that scenic outlook, which is like, you know, beautiful. The birds came in at the right time. The fall colors are there. It's just, and this was like my first scene that I directed this season. So technically this was my first day, my first scene, and everything was just beautiful in alignment and it just all worked out and I was like, okay, this is a good sign.
ਭਰਾਵਾ ਤੂੰ ਪਰੌਂਠਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਜੀਣ ਡਿਆ ਯਾਰ ਓ ਯਾਰ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਪਰੌਂਠੇ ਛੇਤੀ ਗਰਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਭੇਜਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਸ਼ੇਕ ਦੀ ਰੈਸਿਪੀ
We see these 3 students who are drivers sitting around. This is a very real thing. I think especially after watching this episode, a lot of people will walk around the streets of Toronto and notice this exact same thing. A bunch of international students who are on a lunch break from delivering pricey lunches and then just eating out of their own little containers, a little dal or a little roti or something like that. Very modest lunch compared to like the stuff that they're delivering. They're sitting in a very prestigious part of the city. There's a lot of rich looking folk with nice clothes walking by them as they're sitting on the ground. There's a lot of expensive cars. They're just kind of surrounded by this wealth in this little corner where they are just humbly sitting and eating and talking about how hard it is to make it, you know. These actors all did a great job. Sid, obviously playing our student, is incredible. Daman, who is playing Parminder, fantastic job, makes it feel real. And then funnily enough, the third actor is a singer who many of you might recognize, Sukha, who's an incredibly popular young Punjabi singer. His Punjabi is really good. Sukha's Punjabi is really good, even though he's born and raised here, but he can like pull off a really good Punjabi dialogue and accent. And then the scene ends off with them admiring this e-bike. So they're all riding around these bikes that are like covered in plastic bags. And then I wanted to show this shot of an e-bike that was parked on the corner, but shoot it in a way where it was parked in between these like incredibly expensive cars. Like we see an R8 just parked right next to it. And then there's a Maserati to the right of it. And then a Range Rover. And then there's a Lamborghini. But to them, it is the ultimate form of luxury to be able to get this e-bike and to be able to do their deliveries faster and try to make more money because they're just kind of like riding around in these rinky-dink bikes. And then the bike just starts glistening and it's like kind of like this dreamy trance that they're all in. Sid's reaction's great. Sukha just kind of like, yeah. And then Daman looking over and just doing this little hand thing is just so perfect. Then they get snapped out of reality. It's lunchtime, people need their Starbucks orders. Yeah, so episode 6 was super important for me because we as a culture and a society rely on immigrant workers and international students because they're part of the system, you know? Like we're ordering food all the time. People are ordering food on their delivery apps all the time. These are the guys that are delivering it to you. And I really wanted to showcase their day-to-day life and their day-to-day struggle. That was the intention of this. It was like, let's tap into their world and see what they're going through. And a lot of people will be able to relate to some of the problems that they're going through.